Midday.
We begin with a big update on the search for a missing person decades in the making. That's breaking now. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Major Ward. The Lincoln Police Department revealing just a few moments ago that they have a new lead in their investigation into the disappearance of a Lincoln woman. The workforce talking about Regina Boss. LPD, family, and community members have been searching for her since she vanished back in 2000. LPD has not disclosed exactly what their new lead is, but they do say they've been working on it since last month using new technology and resources. They say the result is not yet available. Boss was last seen leaving Dugan's Pub in downtown area in October of that year. This October, it will be 26 years since her disappearance. We're reaching out to LPD to learn more on their new lead and how it could be possibly bring on long-awaited answers. We'll let you know what we learned tonight at 5. Developing now, prepare for some road closures downtown Lincoln this week. The city is beginning construction on 2 more stretches for Project O Street. 14th from P to R Streets is closing for a quick utility repair. This closure is set to end on Wednesday. However, a little further down O Street, the city is also closing the stretch between 11th and 12th Streets. That will remain in place until at least mid-October, according to the city. Here's a look at that timeline of construction from the city. You can see here, it appears they're kind of wrapping up that phase over there, phase 1. That's the 14th Street construction we were talking about there. Further on down there, really kind of firming up their phase 2 action between 11th and 12th Streets here. That will include also the new Central Library. That construction is set to take place here in just a little bit. Now, this is all have a part of a massive impact of driving downtown, and especially as students head back to the classroom today at UNL and then future Husker athletic events. Just scan the QR code on your screen today, and we will be sharing those updates on your screen here throughout the course of this process on our Now Local News app. Let's talk weather here this morning. Beautiful blue skies out there right now. Temperatures, the humidity is down a little bit out there. Temps are a little low as well. Let's get on over to meteorologist Houston Hall. He's got an updated forecast here for us. Good morning, Houston.
Yes, good morning. It is rather chilly, if I dare say so. Yeah, that's right. I was outside and just listening to the birds, the nature, and it was kind of chilly. I mean, I'm going to have to get used to these temperatures, I suppose. But we're in the 70s now, and that's absolutely just perfect. 73, but we got a breeze out of the southeast, 10 to 15, so that might make it, say, chilly indeed. Notice off towards the west, they are almost at the 90-degree mark in some spots, the lion's shattering. Meanwhile, we're all in the upper 60s, low to mid 70s. There's that breeze out of the southeast, 10, 15, some gusts up to 25, 30. Out towards the west, they got a little bit of a change in direction. This is very nice. We have dew points, upper 50s, low to mid 60s. Very comfortable air. And there's a little stationary front currently out there, giving us the cooler temperatures, giving the west the warmer temperatures. All the rain and all that precipitation's now into Iowa for the rest of today. The lower 80s for those temperatures. Tomorrow we will have a chance at maybe a few storms on the strong to severe side. I'll show you where and when coming up in a few.
Very much, Houston. Speaking of politics here, new developments in the race for re-election in the U.S. Senate. There will be officially no Democratic candidate running against Senator Pete Ricketts this November. The Democrats voting against replacing Cindy Burbank. This sets up a one-on-one matchup between Dan Osborne and Ricketts for the Senate seat. Candidate Cindy Burbank dropping out of the race and putting her support behind Osborne. Instead of replacing her on the ticket with someone else, the Nebraska Democrats choosing to forego that race. And now the Democratic Party chair is releasing a statement in support of Dan Osborne. Jane Klebb saying this about the party's decision, while Osborne is running as an independent candidate. She says this vote affirms her strategy. In her words, the best way to, quote, break up the corrupt one-party Republican rule is to put a mechanic up against a billionaire, end quote. Now, technically, there is a third candidate in the running. Mike Marvin is on the ballot for the Legal Marijuana Now party, but he has suspended his campaign, endorsing Osborne as well. We'll keep you posted as reactions flood in from Nebraska and lawmakers about their decision. Right now, President Trump is facing backlash over failed trade talks with Canada. The president putting a 50% tariff on Canadian goods, which is now in effect. Canadian Prime Minister is also hitting back with matching tariffs on the U.S. Wall Street, though, responding relatively positively this morning through all this uncertainty. The Dow Jones was sitting around 100 points in the positive before I came on the air here this morning. But here's ABC's Olivia Rubin with more details on this.
Today, President Trump escalating the trade war with Canada, a U.S. ally.
You're at war when you get attacked. We got attacked.
Trump today threatening to impose a 50% tariff on cars, car parts, and steel come January 1st. This would be on top of the 50% tariffs taking effect over the weekend, hitting $20 billion worth of goods, including alcohol, furniture, and hockey sticks. In response, Canada vowing to retaliate with its own 50% tariff on U.S. goods starting September 8th, everything from steel to dairy to clothing. U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer today downplaying the impacts.
This is something where we don't actually expect a huge impact.
But Republican Senator Susan Collins of Maine, up for re-election in just weeks, distancing herself from Trump's tariff policy, saying this over the weekend to News Center Maine.
I still think imposing new tariffs on Canada is a mistake.
And with the midterms just 75 days away, voters focused on affordability. President Trump saying he's easing tariffs on imported ground beef for the next 90 days. But a number of Republicans publicly breaking from the administration. Republican Senator Pete Ricketts from Nebraska, up for re-election this fall, saying, quote, flooding the market with lower quality beef compromises Nebraska farmers and ranchers. And heading into the midterms, polls showing President Trump underwater with voters on the economy. One poll last week had his approval at just 29%. In Washington, Olivia Rubin, ABC News.
Happening today, Nebraska leaders are coming together to tackle a growing challenge. Parents, child care providers, and business leaders are announcing a new multi-year statewide campaign focusing on improving access to affordable quality child care. Organizers say the effort will also push for a long-term sustainable funding with the goal of helping families, businesses, and communities across Nebraska. As you can see here, this is a story we've been following for quite some time. These are just a few of the headlines on our website right now. The announcement is happening at noon with a campaign website launching at the same time. We'll let you know why organizers say this is the time for this announcement tonight at 5. Also today, the Lincoln City Council is voting on the 2026-28 city budget at their meeting this afternoon. The budget was proposed by Mayor Larry Gaylor Baird back in June, with it totaling more than $316 million in tax funding spending in the first year, and then more than $334 million the following year. The budget is set to start on September 1st. We'll let you know if it passes tonight at 5. New details, 50 miles, more than 22 hours in one mission. You can see here thousands lining the road outside of Werner Park, greeting their families and friends after a long journey. Many holding signs, waving flags, and being brought to tears. Nearly 200 people completing a journey all the way from Lincoln to Papillion. The march is raising the awareness and support for veterans facing homelessness and mental health challenges. Channel 8's Emma Norwood speaking with about a few people about the emotions behind this walk.
That sound ringing through Werner Park as hundreds cross the finish line. These marchers traveling 50 miles, starting on Saturday at the state capitol in Lincoln and going all the way to Papillion on Sunday.
It's very overwhelming to see all the people that come out to support us, the family, the friends, everybody else, the community. It shows that they do care.
Almost 1,000 people waiting to greet their loved ones with tears, hugs, signs, and flags, celebrating their journey and the special meaning behind it.
Just every emotion bubbles up in you, and then you look with your teammates and your brother and sisters in your march and see everything welling up in them, and it's a feeling of pride but yet purpose, because that's what this march is all about.
The march is raising money and awareness for veterans facing homelessness and mental health challenges. These pictures showing the walk happening over time. They're calling it Operation Freedom Path, taking more than 22 hours and over 120,000 steps. For so many who made the trek, it's personal.
That's my husband. He's currently stationed at Offutt, and I'm a veteran who started off at Offutt, so doing this here with Offutt and Bellevue and Papillion is really near and dear to our hearts.
While the journey may be exhausting, several say it's the least they can do to support those that served our country.
Being a veteran myself, I think we need more of it. The fact that 22 veterans commit suicide a day needs to be changed. So I found this march through my brother, and it's making a difference, and I just want to make a difference.
And now that they're home,
First thing you're going to do when you get home? Oh, I'm going to eat pizza. A big old pizza with pineapple on it. What's the first thing you're going to do when you get home?
Sit down, sit in my hot tub, soak my feet.
reporting in Papillion, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
Coming up after the break, coming out for a cause, how the community stepped up to bring support for kids with autism and what it means for local families.
When you work with free
to raise over $1,800 toward their autism calming units. They say even with Woodstock happening the same day, they still saw so many people come out in support. And one of the things they heard most, well, people asking when the next event will be. The Autism Support Unit says that they're shooting for October at this time. Americans bought less soda under the new SNAP restrictions. And if you use eye drops, there's a recall you should know about. Jane King explains in today's Wellness Report.
Nearly 40,000 bottles of eye drops are being recalled across the country over concerns related to potential contamination. The Clear Eyes Maximum Itchy Eye Relief eye drops are being recalled because of a lack of assurance of sterility. The product is sold at major retailers, including Walmart and CVS. Well, a recent study suggests about 1 in 20 middle-aged and older adults in the U.S. experience a major depressive episode in the past year, yet many don't receive mental health care. The findings indicate that demographic factors such as marital status and income, along with substance use, play roles in who experiences depression later in life. This research was published in the American Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry. And a new study shows soda purchases did indeed fall by 12% among people who received SNAP benefits after the bans went into effect in 10 states. The study, which was published by the National Bureau of Economic Research and has not been peer-reviewed, says this translates to a person drinking about 34 fewer 12-ounce cans of soda per year. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Here's your health.
It's turning out to be a very nice day. We're just dealing with a little bit of a wind, but we could be seeing some storms tomorrow. I'll show you what I mean by that in a few.
It's not always about hitting the right notes. It's about a career in tune with your life. The Synergy Effect, brought to you by Synergy Home Care.
Help deliver critical weather updates with the Now Local News app. Scan the QR code on your screen to download the app and share photos and videos of changing conditions, from calm skies to severe storms. Your reports help us keep everyone safe and can be featured on air. Earn points for each accepted submission and redeem them for Visa gift cards. Stay connected with our community. Download the Now Local News app and start sharing today.
At Organized by Design, we handle all the moving and the organizing process.
Whether you're downsizing, decluttering, or starting fresh in a new home, we take on the details so you never feel overwhelmed. We coordinate movers, bring the supplies, pack, unpack, and set up your new space so it feels complete the moment you arrive. By move-in day, everything is unpacked, your bed is made, the pictures are on the wall. All you have to do is walk into your new space and feel at home.
Call Organized by Design today.
The Honda Summer event is going on now at Honda of Lincoln with store-wide savings on every new Honda. Choose from over 300 new Hondas and get financing from 1.99% APR. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. While they last, lease a new 2026 Honda Ridgeline RTL for just $399 a month. Come experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Someone who gets your sense of style is appreciated, especially after being in a hospital gown all week. The Synergy Effect, brought to you by Synergy Home Care.
Developing now, an out-of-control wildfire is threatening homes in Nevada. The Hawk Fire has burned more than 15,000 acres, and officials are urging nearly 100,000 people to evacuate. Now, investigators say they believe the fire was human-caused. ABC's Melissa Adon reports.
This morning, a wildfire emergency in Nevada, forcing nearly 100,000 people to evacuate.
Looks like lava.
The Hawk Fire growing to over 15,000 acres, burning north of Reno, destroying homes, knocking out power to about 10,000 people.
Life safety first, property second. Everything that we're doing is centered on protecting lives.
With 0% containment, firefighters battling the blaze from the ground and the air. The fire started around noon on Saturday, exploding in size. Flames fueled by dry and windy conditions jumping US 395. Parts of the highway closed in both directions, injuring 6 people, including 3 firefighters. Officials saying the Hawk Fire may have been purposely set. An investigation is underway.
Our weather conditions continue to be challenging, hot, dry, windy, and no end in sight anytime soon.
Flames burning close to the city's densely populated foothills. Neighborhoods left looking apocalyptic, buildings reduced to rubble.
Tons and tons of children.
Families filling up shelters. One little girl still wearing her cheerleading uniform.
The fire sweeping over our head, and so we're like, we gotta get out of here.
Jason Davis telling us how he made it out.
It kind of just felt like an end of the world scene.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
Taking a look outside, check out these clouds. Very nice and kind of scale-like, and it's very nice and pleasant day so far. It's 73. Look at this dew point, 59 for a dew point. That is very nice. But the winds are out of the southeast at 15, gusts 25 miles per hour. That's the little problem that we have this morning. Other than that, we're all in the lower 70s across southeast Nebraska. Omaha still at 68 degrees. They had a little more rainfall this morning. Check it out, the difference, 70s and then 80s out towards the west. There's a front right about here, which is dividing the warm and the cool temperatures. Don't worry, all that warmth is going to be moving its way towards the east later this week. Dew points feeling very comfortable across the east, the upper 50s, lower 60s. Where that front is, there's a little more moisture, and you can see the upper 60s, lower 70s, just a little band right there. Wind speeds are out of the southeast here across eastern Nebraska, about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Meanwhile, out towards the west, they're out of the northwest, 10, 15 miles per hour. Through the rest of this afternoon, we'll see plenty of sunshine. I'm actually going to go outside after the show. I'm going to go shoot some hoops. It's a very, very nice day to do that. Maybe I'll catch me a tan also. Here's about 6 to 8 p.m. We'll have a few isolated storms off towards the west, capable of some damaging winds and some hail. And then that's going to turn into a little bit of a cluster as it moves down towards the southeast by about 9, 10 p.m. just near the North Platte area. Could have some gusts within there, 50, 55 miles per hour. We'll stay dry across eastern Nebraska, but all that cloud cover from the storms will drift its way towards the east. I think we should stay dry waking up Tuesday morning, but as we go into the afternoon and evening time, that might change. We have our own little threat of some severe weather due to the damaging wind potential. Let's walk you through it. So here's Tuesday morning, mostly dry across eastern Nebraska. A few lingering scattered showers and thunderstorms. Those will move east throughout the afternoon. Here's about 1 to 3 p.m. A few thunderstorms trying to get going just ahead of this cold front up here towards northeast Nebraska and then southwest Nebraska. By about 5 p.m., we'll start to see these storms try to intensify. You can see a little bit of a cluster out there towards the Ogallala area, even up here towards northeast Nebraska. Now, some of these storms could have a little bit of gusty winds, 50, 60 miles per hour. Lincoln, we could see a few showers and thunderstorms as early as about maybe 4 to 6 p.m. We're really thinking the bulk of the severe weather is going to be right down there towards southwest Nebraska as the track from these storms tonight down towards the southeast. That's exactly what will happen tomorrow evening. We could have a few lingering showers and thunderstorms Wednesday morning. Other than that, for the rest of today, get out, try to enjoy it. The winds will die down here in the next hour or two, and then we're looking at a very pleasant day. So Tuesday, there's storms possible, 85 degrees. Wednesday, Thursday, very nice. Those upper 80s just right there near average. The weekend time does bring a little hotter temperatures in the lower 90s with a few maybe periodic rain chances in the nighttime hours. But now as we go into next week, that's September, and we could have a few little weather pattern changes. Maybe it's hot, maybe it's cool. I guess we'll find out. We'll monitor that.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. Well, classes are kicking off today on campus for the Huskers. UNL posting this to their social media saying they are excited to see Huskers back on campus and can't wait for the year ahead. They just wrapped up some Big Red welcome events over the weekend designed to help students settle in a little bit and kick off the academic year. Their involvement fairs are also happening this week, highlighting campus organizations that Huskers can get involved with. Coming up after the break, an intriguing investigation how officials in New York are working to uncover the mystery after multiple people are seen climbing out of the sewer.
ABC's seamless steel gutters are larger and stronger than traditional gutters, carrying away 33% more water from your home and handling even the heaviest rains. Stay dry, look great with ABC seamless gutters. Learn more at abcofnebraska.com.
Every team has had a few transfers, some new acquisitions.
Sports reporter Nick Erickson and sports director Will Charlton join the Channel 8 team.
This Labor Day, the rest you deserve is in the all-new Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's. And a better rest means a better you. And it all starts with our exclusive comfort mapping system, which helps you select your perfect fit. And once you have your match, take advantage of huge savings on all Serta, iSeries NXG, and Beautyrest Black mattresses, now with up to $1,000 in savings. Plus, get interest-free financing and free delivery on every mattress set $9.99 or more. So stop in and rest easy this Labor Day in the Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's.
Washington needs Nebraska common sense more than ever. That's why Pete Ricketts is taking on both parties to ban congressional insider trading. Ricketts introduced the law to stop corrupt politicians from gaming the system and lining their own pockets. Career politicians hate it. Washington insiders want to kill it. But Ricketts will never stop fighting for what's right. Call Pete Ricketts. Thank him for fighting to stop insider trading and keep standing for Nebraska.
Summer is calling at Duteau Subaru. With reliable performance and advanced safety features, there's a Subaru for every kind of adventure at Duteau. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event, get 1.9% for 75 months on a 2026 Outback or 0.9% for 75 months on a 2026 Subaru Ascent. From road trips to weekend plans, Duteau has what you need. Become part of the Duteau family today. Online anytime at DuteauSubaru.com.
New developments, new video showing multiple people emerging from underground in New York. The manhole mystery happening near Manhattan's Penn Station, the latest in a string of similar incidents. ABC's Lana Moyes is in New York with more.
A manhole mystery has New York City police investigating and officials issuing a stark warning. This video showing the latest incident, multiple people appearing to crawl out of a sewer near New York's Penn Station early Tuesday morning. 3 people in overalls seen emerging one by one, wearing what appears to be headlamps, and this isn't the first time it's happened. In June, a group of men with flashlights and waders opened a manhole in Queens, New York, and entered the sewer. And in Brooklyn, a group of 7 men did the same thing, dropping in the sewer one by one, some with headlamps and shovels. You can see one person nearly hit by a car as they climbed out one by one. It's unclear whether these are all connected, and while it's a possibility the groups were looking for valuables, city officials warn sewers can contain numerous hazards, including noxious and potential deadly gases, unstable surfaces, flooding risks, and confined spaces. Back in May, a woman getting out of her car in Midtown fell 10 feet to her death through an uncovered manhole.
As soon as she stepped out, it's like she took one step forward and just disappeared. She was screaming, "I'm dying." That's what I kept hearing her screaming over and over, "I'm dying."
Officials say a truck turning onto the street dislodged that manhole. Minutes later, the woman parked in a spot next to it. In this latest case, the Department of Environmental Protection says it inspected the sewer system and did not find any structural damage. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
Next, E.T.
I felt like the show should have never ended.
We're headed back to Hillman. E.T. first on set of the A Different World reboot.
I just sound older.
And she talks up here. Next.
Weekdays at 6:30 after Channel 8 News at 6.
If you've been injured in a car accident, here are 3 important things you need to know. 1, on average, injured people with a trial lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one. 2, Friedman Law are expert at helping injured people. It's all we've done for over 60 years. And 3, working with Friedman Law doesn't cost you anything, but not working with Friedman Law could cost you dearly. Call Friedman Law, 402-476-1093.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu, which means make it a meal and save. Extra value meals are back.
The legendary Big Mac meal is now just $8.
Why did Pete Ricketts spend millions to get himself appointed to the U.S. Senate? Ricketts knows D.C. is paid to play. Since going to D.C., Ricketts has increased his net worth almost 30%. He voted to lower his own taxes and made a killing dumping shares before a looming government shutdown. Meanwhile, he's opposed every serious attempt to ban congressional stock trading. Nebraskans can't afford lawmakers enriching themselves while our costs go through the roof. Tell Senator Ricketts to support the Ban Congressional Stock Trading Act now.
The pain was so much that I couldn't really focus on my job.
And then all of a sudden, I just get these arch sports. It changed my life.
I don't really know if I could put a price on that.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
This news segment was brought to you by Heartland of Nebraska Windows.
Heartland of Nebraska Windows is proud to offer the lowest prices for high-quality windows. You can buy more expensive windows from a bigger company, but can't buy windows from a better company than Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Call today for your free estimate.
Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News Midday.
Well, the war in Iran is no closer to a conclusion. Tensions are rising. The U.S. and Iran are exchanging strikes with the Strait of Hormuz as the primary target. Now, this turmoil impacting gas and oil prices. You can see here, $4.09 a gallon from citizen journalist Brian. This is near the Super C near South 34th and Old Cheney Road on our Now Local News app. Though prices were a little lower overnight for oil, with increased sanctions against Iran expected to be announced here later today. Here's ABC's James Longman.
Economic D-Day, that's what the Trump administration is calling a new set of sanctions against Iran, which it says promises will be the toughest in history. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the goal is to, quote, sever every economic lifeline until Tehran stands alone. Iran is warning that if the economic war continues, quote, not a single drop of oil will be exported through the Strait of Hormuz. Despite the rhetoric and the ongoing U.S. blockade on Iranian ports, we're now approaching 6 months since the U.S. and Israel launched their attacks on Iran, and there is no sign of a resolution. James Longman, ABC News in London.
Meanwhile, back here at home, Lincoln is now averaging more than $4 a gallon again. That's according to Gas Buddy's report just into our newsroom. Lincoln's average now sits at about $4.06 a gallon. That's up more than 6 cents than it was a week ago. Gas Buddy says the state's average is also up past $4 a gallon again, now at $4.02. The national average is only a little higher than that at $4.05. Gas Buddy warns this could be the first time ever Americans see averages above $4 a gallon nationally on Labor Day. And a big visit happening right now here in Nebraska. Senator Pete Ricketts and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth are at the Offutt Air Force Base in Omaha. There's no word yet on what exactly they're going to be talking about, but we do have a reporter there as well, and she is capturing that discussion. She's going to have a full report coming up tonight at 5 o'clock on how this all impacts everyday Nebraskans and the war in Iran. Back here in Lincoln, though, we got blue skies, a little bit of cloud cover, I guess. Lots of very, very beneficial sunshine, I would say beneficial, and cooler temperatures out there as well. Now, I got to give Houston a little bit of flack here because he said 70 degrees was chilly this morning. I wouldn't call that comfortable, I would say, Houston.
Brr, right? Oh, gosh, I mean, if I think these temperatures are chilly right now, the winter time now. Yeah, I'm gonna be hearing that from you. Where's your coat at? I'm like, oh yeah, I drove with a blanket, you know. No, but it's a beautiful, beautiful day outside. We got a little bit of a breeze. That's why it might feel a little bit chillier than it really is. I mean, we're talking about the upper 60s, lower 70s for all of eastern Nebraska, 68 to about 73. Stretching from about North Platte and eastward. Notice the sharp cutoff. You get low 70s, then the upper 70s, and then the 80s. So we got the cooler temperatures, and we also got the wind about out of the southeast, 10 to 15. This wind will let up as we go into the next few hours, which will make for a very nice afternoon. Out towards the west, they're seeing a little bit of drier air. Meanwhile, really, these are tolerable, very comfortable dew points in the 50s. All of the cloud cover is just making its way towards Omaha. We could see that getting our way. Even a little bit of low-level clouds, you can just see that develop there. That was from the rain this morning, if you can believe that. Temperatures, lower 80s for the rest of today. Tomorrow, we are looking at some storm chances. Some could make their way into Lincoln and be on the strong to severe side. I'll show you the whole timeline of that in a few.
All right, thank you very much, Houston. Happening tonight, Nebraska for Us is hosting a happy hour. The event is part of their Republican price tag series. Now, they say they are going to highlight the $4.5 trillion in tax cuts from food assistance to losing health care access. They are inviting the public to join them for dinner and drinks and conversation on these rising costs impacting the working class. They are also collecting food and hygiene products to support local food pantries. It starts at 5:30 over at the Green Coteau. Also tonight, Norris's Board of Education is hosting their annual budget workshop. All members of the Norris community are invited to attend. This is where they will decide how much of this year's valuation jump to keep. They are urging the community to join, saying the public can be influential in budget decisions, which directly impacts your yearly tax bill. The workshop starts at 6 o'clock. New at midday, alleged big discrepancies found in a DHHS program helping Nebraska seniors. The state auditor is calling for major reform in the Age and Disabled waiver program. He's accusing coordinators of overlooking loopholes and allowing people to take advantage of the program. Now, according to Mike Foley's office, many of the over 2,000 vendors are grossly violating the program. The DHHS pays them to provide care to seniors and people with disabilities in their homes. Foley says his team found that many are overbilling or taking payments for services they are not providing. He claims that in some cases, payments were made for more than 24 hours of service in a single day. He says such transactions are rapidly driving up the annual cost of running the program from around $64 million 10 years ago to now $434 million. Right now, the University of Nebraska-Lincoln is turning remembrance into action. UNL is receiving a $10,000 grant from 9/11 Day and AmeriCorps to expand its 9/11 25th anniversary remembrance efforts into a month of service. Now, the funding will support events like the one you see here, including the Memorial Stadium stair climb, flag remembrance, and then volunteer opportunities. New projects will also give Huskers more ways to serve their communities while honoring those impacted by 9/11. UNL staff say the grant proposal is designed to strengthen Nebraska's existing efforts and connect them with additional service opportunities. Nearly 25 years after 9/11, a victim of the World Trade Center attack has now been identified. The discovery is a first of its kind thanks to a breakthrough in technology. Here's ABC's Rena Roy.
For the first time, New York City's medical examiner and the NYPD have identified a victim of the September 11th attacks using genetic genealogy. pairing DNA testing with family trees. Our Aaron Kotursky spoke with the team behind the discovery.
You could not have imagined this 25 years ago.
No, the technology that really wasn't there, and it's growing every day.
It's amazing when we get a possible new ID, and then when we are able to confirm it and know that now another family is going to have that information.
Scientists in this lab have spent 25 years on the painstaking work.
Does it ever weigh on you that this is from September 11th?
It's important for us to remind ourselves just how important what we're working on is.
The newly identified victim is an adult woman. Her family has chosen to stay private. She's one of nearly 1,100 victims who have never been formally identified. The medical examiner's office has vowed all along never to give up, trying to identify as many of them as possible.
Being able to provide answers, even despite the passage of nearly 25 years now, to family members who lost someone as a homicide victim on 9/11 is deeply meaningful, and the families are uniformly grateful.
Officials say 47 more victim profiles are good candidates for being identified using the same technology. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Well, the Holdridge Volunteer Fire Department getting a unique training opportunity. They participated in this year's mass casualty training, specifically in a train accident scenario, and they got to practice using an actual train car. Check this out. The firefighters training alongside over 100 other first responders from different fire and rescue teams. They practiced rescuing people from the train along with how to deal with crush injuries. Search and rescue and rope rescue. They say it was a great opportunity to work hard in any unique environments. The Waco Volunteer Fire Department also doing some training of their own. Here's a look at theirs. They say they got to practice real-world skills in fire investigation and fire suppression. They say their experienced members sharpened their skills, and their new firefighters were able to learn skills in a controlled environment, making it a successful day for everyone involved. When we come back, travel taking off, how millions all over the country are getting ready to hit the road for Labor Day, how you can score deals on your last-minute bookings.
KLKN is bringing you the best quality newscast. Whether it's breaking news, community concerns, or the stories shaping our future, we're committed to keeping you informed every step of the way. Our team is always there, bringing you the most comprehensive local coverage, dedicated to serving our community and bringing Lincoln nothing but the best. When you need local, trustworthy news, the answer is simple. KLKN, bringing you Nebraska now.
Right here in Lincoln, families are turning to Synergy Home Care. Why? Because we're more than caregivers. We're neighbors, friends, and trusted support you can count on. From companionship to light housekeeping to specialized personal care, we provide non-medical home care that helps your loved ones stay safe, comfortable, and right where they belong. Home. Synergy Home Care of Lincoln. Local care, national expertise.
Looking for a reliable plumbing and HVAC provider in Lincoln? Look no further than Green's Furnace and Plumbing. Locally owned and operated, Green's has been serving the Lincoln community for over 100 years, offering a variety of services including residential plumbing, water heaters, boilers, and water filtration. Whether it's an update to your shower or an entire remodel, Green's is dedicated to walk through the experience with you. Repairs, remodels, or new installations. Our licensed technicians can do it all. Contact Green's today to schedule an appointment.
Which room in your home could use new flooring? Carpets Direct is your #1 source for all things floors, offering a wide variety of carpet, luxury vinyl, hardwood, laminate, and sheet vinyl flooring. Carpets Direct, South 48th Street, Lincoln.
Do you need hearing support? Don't be left out of the conversation. Here at Christensen Hearing Analytics, we understand that better hearing is better living. We provide the hearing solutions you need. Contact Christensen Hearing Analytics for a free consultation today and write the happy ending to your hearing story.
Right now, holiday travels are creeping closer all over the country. The Labor Day weekend travel forecast is out, and it's expected to be a busy one. ABC's transportation correspondent Gio Benitez has the details.
Hey there, so it's the last long weekend of the summer season, and it's going to be a busy one. Overnight, AAA releasing the top Labor Day destinations. So take a look here. Domestically, Seattle takes the #1 spot, followed by Orlando, Boston, Denver, and New York. Internationally, we're talking about Rome, Vancouver, London, Dublin, and Paris. The airlines are prepping for millions of travelers. United expects to fly 3.4 million passengers between September 3rd and the 8th. That's about 300,000 more than last year. Friday and Monday will be their busiest days to fly. But of course, the majority of travelers will be hitting the roads, even with the national average more than 90 cents a gallon higher than this time last year. Worst time to hit the road after work Thursday and throughout the day on Friday. You should plan on hitting the road before noon on either of those days. Boston, Seattle, and Washington will see huge increases in traffic, anywhere from 90% to 121% longer than usual. That's more than 3 hours, so keep that in mind. Okay, so other things to keep in mind here as well. My favorite thing to do is to set free price alerts over on Google Flights, Expedia, or Kayak. Also, some tips from the Points Guy. Start thinking about holiday trips now, but also look at packages to bundle hotel and airfare. That's an easy way to save. Traveling midweek will help a lot too, and look at your points and miles for that last-minute travel, because sometimes airlines open up these unsold tickets at a good price. Some companies with deals too, Booking.com offering 15% off for more on select stays, and Hertz with up to 25% off when you prepay for a car rental. Both deals through the end of September. So happy traveling. Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
Yeah, I'm planning on taking more travels, this year, and I'll be traveling midweek, so we'll see where I end up. But right now, I don't mind being in Nebraska. It's pretty nice. It's blue skies, got a little bit of cloud cover, also a breeze. Check this out. On the link cam, there's that breeze. But now notice the cloud cover. We just saw a whole lot of blue skies just a minute ago. It's 73, dew point at 59. Oh, it feels quite comfortable. Look at this cloud. Just right over Lincoln in the past about 5-10 minutes. That's sort of that low-level cloud cover. But yeah, that just formed, and that's giving us a little bit of those partly sunny skies. Now these clouds right here and towards Omaha, those are probably forming because of the AM rain showers that some of us saw this morning. Now, not all of us saw rain, but that's exactly why this cloud cover is forming right over in eastern Nebraska. It's keeping us cool. We're in the lower 70s. Omaha is not even at 70 degrees just yet. So 68 to 74 degrees across southeast Nebraska. You go out towards the west, there's a little stationary front from cool and warm temperatures. They're in the mid to upper 80s. Alliance, Shattering, they'll reach the mid 90s. And that's actually where all the moisture is. Upper 60s for dew points. Valentine down towards the south. You've got drier air on the west side. You've got nice, comfortable air off towards the east side. And we also got that breeze out of the southeast, 10, 15 miles per hour. Calm winds, and then out towards the west. There you go, 10, 15 miles per hour. And then taking a look at Stormcast, what's going to look like for the rest of the afternoon. It's going to look quite pleasant. The winds, they should die down. The cloud cover might linger around. But about 6 to 8 p.m., a few isolated storms off towards the west, mainly Cherry County. Those will kind of come together into a cluster of storms, carry a little bit of damaging winds and some hail just right between North Platte and Valentine. That's going to be 6 to 8 p.m. They dive down towards the southeast, and there could be a few gusts within near North Platte, about 50, maybe 55 miles per hour as we go into about 10, 11 p.m. Now, some of those showers and thunderstorms look to weaken, but then we could have a little bit of isolated shower and thunderstorm activity Tuesday morning. We'll stay dry across eastern Nebraska, looking at mostly the partly sunny skies. We also have a severe weather threat as we go into the afternoon and evening time on Tuesday. So there's that morning rain. It's going to move towards the east. Now, this might hinder our severe weather threat, so we'll have to see what models do with the morning rain, as it's always a little wrench in the forecast whenever there's morning rain. But this is about noon to 2 p.m. for your Tuesday. Some isolated showers and thunderstorms in the middle of the state, just ahead of that cold front. We'll start to see some isolated thunderstorm activity from Ogallala up here towards northeast Nebraska. That's going to be about the evening time, 4 to 5 p.m. Start to see a little bit of intensification really across I-80 and then out towards southwest Nebraska. 6 to 7 p.m. That all dives down towards the southeast, going into about 8, 9, 10 p.m. Wednesday morning, a little bit of light rain across far southeast Nebraska. That looks to be about it. So rain totals maybe 1 to 2 inches within those thunderstorms. The rest of today, the lower 80s for those temperatures, And then the 80s, they'll stick around through this week. We're looking at 88 Wednesday, Thursday, 86, right there near average. Our average is 86 degrees. Now the weekend time, we are tracking a little bit of a warm up in the 90s. I mean, I don't really mind 91 degrees. It's a little bit chilly right now, you know, right, Andrew? But yes, September is on track to maybe be a little bit warmer than average.
All right, thank you very much, Houston. Tesla is letting its rooftop solar panels right off into the sunset, and some U.S. farm products will be impacted by the increased tariffs with Canada. Here's Jen King with today's Ag and Energy Report.
Dairy products, farm equipment, and pulp and paper will be impacted by the new tariffs on Canada, which went into effect this weekend. The U.S. and Canada negotiated all week last week, but talks broke down at the last minute on Friday. Tesla's solar roof tiles are dead. The tiles were designed to look like a traditional roof, not solar panels, but the price was too much for some. People reported receiving quotes of $200,000 for installation. Well, America's largest trade association of cattle producers is criticizing President Trump's decision to lower beef prices. The Trump administration will allow up to 300,000 metric tons of beef to be imported into the U.S. The association said that encouraging more beef imports undermines American cattle production at a time when they're making decisions about rebuilding their herd numbers for next year. And there are mounting signs that consumers are pulling back on spending. Food delivery, though, appears to be a sticky habit for many. Diners said they still use the delivery apps like Uber Eats and DoorDash, despite the costs. DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart all posted strong sales growth in their quarterly results earlier this month. And would you eat your dog's food? According to new research, 4 in 10 dog parents would. A survey of 2,000 dog owners found 23% would try their dog's food without hesitation, and 16% would try it just once out of curiosity. 25% said they'd never try it in a million years. More than half of dog parents said they feed their dogs straight off their own plate at least 5 times a week. This was commissioned by the Pets Table and conducted by Talker Research. And the survey also found 52% have made a home-cooked meal just for their dog. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King with your Ag and Energy Report.
Still to come here after the break, another famous burglary is being investigated, which NFL star is finding out disturbing news about his home while he's at training camp. Criminals targeting pro athletes. Another NFL player has fallen victim. Here's ABC's Sophie Flay.
This morning, an investigation is underway into a 6-figure break-in at the home of Dallas Cowboys star receiver CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb Lamb, touchdown.
Police say Lamb's Texas home was burglarized while he was 1,400 miles away at training camp in California. They say the suspect broke in through a window and took several high-end personal items. The Fort Worth Star-Telegram, citing police records, reports 4 luxury bags were stolen, worth more than $300,000. No arrests have been made. It's the latest in a string of break-ins targeting some of the biggest names in sports. Just last month, an intruder entered the Pennsylvania home of Eagle star Saquon Barkley while he and his family were asleep.
They were fine afterwards, obviously unsettled as anyone would be.
Those suspects still at large. Lamb and Barkley join a growing list of athletes including Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Joe Burrow, and NBA star Luka Doncic, whose homes have been targeted in the past 2 years. Many of those cases were traced back to South American crime rings, and there have been arrests. Federal prosecutors have charged 7 Chilean nationals, and this past spring, 2 more suspects were arrested in Argentina.
They come into the country, they use alias names, they many times will bring false passports with them to go open bank accounts. And once they can do that, whatever they can turn stolen goods into cash.
The FBI says these crews surveil their targets before striking, prompting the NFL to warn players not to post on social media in real time and to keep valuables out of sight. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Still had a feline feat for one furry friend. How this northeastern cat is claiming a prestigious record.
At Stanton, for a limited time, kids get a free eye exam. Penguins need clear vision. Kids do too. Plus, glasses start at just $79. Made same day. Smart, simple. Stanton.
I'm Pete Ricketts, and I approve this message.
So far, Dan Osborne has pocketed nearly $500,000 from his campaign. Who's signing Osborne's checks? The Epstein class, like alleged Epstein trafficker Dana Chasen. Democrats, socialists. It's no wonder Osborne supports their radical ideas, even citizenship and benefits for illegal immigrants.
A clear path and a streamline to citizenship. Let's give him a damn social security card already.
Fake Dan Osborne works for them, not us.
It's hotter than a hound dog in a Nebraska heat wave.
I think we need help. I'm gonna just call Dave's.
Family-owned Dave's Heating and Air is Lincoln's heating and air experts. We install quality brine equipment and will do whatever it takes to make your home feel cool and crisp on a hot Nebraska day. Whether you need service, repairs, or a new system, the Dave's family is here for you.
Dave always saves the day.
Dave's Heating and Air, professional service you can trust.
My feet were hurting so bad, I had plantar fasciitis.
The pain was really bad in my knees, my ankles.
I couldn't walk. I was turning into a real crab.
I started getting these pains in my foot. I told my mom, and she took me into Good Feet. I was like, holy cow.
I couldn't even believe it. I can walk, I can run, I can do anything.
The arch supports made a big difference in my life.
It's way better. Where were these all my life?
Guess what? It worked. Honestly and truly, it was like a miracle.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
At Stanton, we use the latest technology to make your glasses the same day.
Life's too busy to wait for glasses.
Get 2 pairs for $79 and a free eye exam. Smart, simple, Stanton.
Right now, a campaign is attempting to bring a new art feature to Lincoln. After Cameron, the Capitol Cat, bid farewell from his position as the Capitol building welcomer, there is now a movement to memorialize his hospitality. If you went to the Capitol, you might have seen Cameron wandering around the property. And now some local people are raising money, planning to create a life-size bronze sculpture of Cameron the cat outside of the Nebraska State Capitol. This is what it would look like. Right now, photographer John Shaw and Cameron's caretaker are meeting with state senators and talking about sculptors about bringing this idea to life. Trending now, a record involving more cats. Today, we are falling in love with a very special cat that's broken a world record. ABC's Danny New has the story.
This is Erebus, and he's now sitting with a Guinness World Record in tow.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 on this one.
With 8 toes on one paw and 7 on all the others, this Maine Coon has 29 toes, breaking the 28-toe record that has stood since 2002. And he's being quite humble about the whole thing.
Very relaxing to be a world record holder.
Right.
He's like, it's just another day for him.
A little Polly baby girl.
His parents, Kendra and Hunter, own a breeding cattery in Wisconsin called Blue Northern Maine Coons.
Good boy, too.
But his biological parents, specifically Dad, can help explain the historic appendages. His father, Senzano, has 6 toes on each paw, coming to a total of 24. The normal amount for a cat is 18.
Dad is from Russia and Mom is from here in the U.S.
He's doing really good. He's eating, drinking.
But what really sets Erebus apart is the fight he put up earlier this year after suffering from pneumonia and an aspiration event only a few months after he was born in March. For the record, Kendra says this was unrelated to the toes.
Hey, baby. Erebus.
But Erebus even had to spend time in an oxygen machine, and Kendra says the vets told her his outlook did not look good.
Would you call that a miraculous recovery?
I would say that's definitely a miraculous recovery because his lungs they're supposed to be black. They were completely white.
But just a few months later, they say his lungs look completely normal now. So does that mean Erebus will soon be heading to a new home?
He's staying with us.
Erebus is named after the Greek god of darkness because of his shadowy colored fur. But obviously the comparisons stop there. No way someone who napped in the sunshine for our entire 30-minute interview could be the god of darkness. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
And before we go to break, here's a live look outside at our Barry Law Tower camera. We're going to have a final check of this beautiful forecast coming up next.
For the quality furniture you're looking for, make the drive to Beatrice and visit Sheer Quality Furniture. Offering free delivery to Lincoln. High quality furniture at a great price. Sheer Furniture in Beatrice.
After Pete Ricketts made himself even richer in Washington, he's lying about his opponent to stay there. Because lifelong independent Dan Osborne will fight corruption, pass term limits and age limits, and stop politicians from insider trading. Osborne will stand up to liberal Democrats to defend gun rights and secure borders and keep boys out of girls' sports. Veteran, independent, Dan Osborne for Senate. Working Class Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Which room in your home could use new flooring? Carpets Direct is your #1 source for all things floors, offering a wide variety of carpet, luxury vinyl, hardwood, laminate, and sheet vinyl flooring. Carpets Direct, South 48th Street, Lincoln.
At Trudy's Dog Motel, we offer only this: personal, professional attention and care for your pet when you're away. Trudy's, part of the Polaris Veterinary Center at 2000 North 112th. Trudy's, since 1963, your pet's home away from home.
Heartland of Nebraska Windows is proud to offer the lowest prices for high-quality windows. You can buy more expensive windows from a bigger company, but can't buy windows from a better company than Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Call today for your free estimate.
Trying to get attention online? Scroll, 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 or boom, put your business on Channel 8 KLKN. Real viewers, real impact, real fast. Advertise with Channel 8 and watch the buzz begin. Scan the QR code to get started.
All right, Houston, we're in for a pretty nice afternoon here.
Yeah, and that's for sure. I'm going to get outside, go play some basketball. Wind should calm down, so shouldn't have a problem there. Take a look at the temperatures. We're top off in about 83-degree range. Wind gust, that is. You can see they're pretty gusty right now, going into about 2, 3, 4. Really very nice and pleasant. 7-day forecast. We do have a few chances for showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon and evening time. Wednesday, Thursday look to be very nice. So the weekend, the 90s return, and then going into September, it might be a little hotter, so we'll see what happens.
All righty, sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. GMA 3 is next. Have a great rest of your Monday.
Thinking about buying a new couch?
Or replacing an appliance? You can save hundreds of dollars on a variety of items.
So before you buy,
give Savage Warehouse a try
for huge savings.
bringing you the most comprehensive local coverage dedicated to serving our community and bringing Lincoln nothing but the best. When you need local trustworthy news, the answer is simple. KLKN, bringing you Nebraska now.
Celebrate the end of summer with unbeatable Labor Day deals at Supreme Spa and Pool. Save up to $7,100 off above ground pools or take up to $5,000 off a premium spa.
Supreme Spa and Pool.
We have a challenge for you. Don't buy anything before visiting Salvage and Warehouse. First, take a walk through the store.
You might find exactly what you're looking for.
Take the Salvage Warehouse Challenge today.
Stay ahead of the storm with Rusty Dawkins at 4:30, 5, 6, and 10 p.m.
It's time for GMA 3. Out of control. The Hawk wildfire burning north of Reno, Nevada, exploding in size, scorching 15,000 acres, forcing nearly 100,000 people to evacuate. Now authorities investigating if the inferno was purposely set. ABC News exclusive with Hayden Panettiere's mother.
I would say to the haters out there, you don't have a right to tell me how I mourn the loss of my second child. That's my domain.
The emotional interview.
What happened between the two of you?
On their complicated relationship, plus what she's saying about Hayden's on and off again boyfriend, Brian Hickerson, and how she wants the young star to be remembered. And the stars of the Dog Stars, Jacob Elordi and Margaret Qualley, tell us about the new post-apocalyptic thriller. It's time for GMA 3.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I am Will Reeve.
And I'm Deborah Roberts here with Whit Johnson. Guys, nice to be with you. Nice to have you all with us, too.
Yeah, and coming up here, we've got the latest on Prince Harry and Meghan's decisions to move back to the UK.
And Chef Robbie Felice is here serving up some of what's on the menu at the U.S. Open because the food there is really as good as the tennis. We are definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, we already got a taste of that this morning. There's more to come for sure. We do start, though, with the wildfire raging near Reno, Nevada. The fast-moving flames burning out of control, forcing mass evacuations. Melissa Don is on the scene for us in Reno with the latest. Melissa, good afternoon.
Hey there, Whit. So nearly 100,000 people have been forced to evacuate, and this is all happening here in northern Reno on the heels of recent wildfires, making it so tough for the people here in this community. Now, we're along Highway 395. You see that the road there is blocked. This roadblock is all part of the Hawk fire. At one point, the fire was so erratic that it actually jumped the highway. Well, we're looking at 15,000 acres that have burned and scorched this area. At this point, it is 0% contained, and it has injured 6 people, including 3 firefighters. Now, the fire started Saturday. It was really fueled by dry and windy conditions, and officials say that the Hawk fire may have been purposely set. Well, there is an investigation underway, and today schools out here are closed. The governor declaring an emergency disaster response. The National Guard is here, and of course, all of this here as the people here in Reno are just hoping that their homes are okay. Guys.
Yeah, and our hearts go out to all of those affected out there. Absolutely. Really scary stuff. All right, Melissa, thank you. Now to the growing anticipation for Prince Harry and Meghan's move back to the UK. Lama Hassan is in London with the latest. Hello, Lama.
Yeah, hey, well, we're learning a few more details about the big move. A source close to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex telling ABC News they haven't decided exactly how long they'll stay, only that it would be for an extended period of time. We now know a number of things fell into place to enable the move. Among them, the kids were accepted into the school they wanted. No news yet on when they will arrive. Meanwhile, the rest of the royals are all up in Scotland at the King's private estate, Balmoral. No official reaction from any of them on the big move. And one big question we still don't know the answer to. What do they plan to do about security? The Times newspaper reported over the weekend his request is now under review, but this will be difficult to navigate with many British taxpayers unhappy about potentially footing the bill, guys.
All right, Lama, so many are going to be following them, right? Yeah. But more here in this country are going to be following Serena Williams. Her fans are so excited about her returning to the U.S. Open for the first time since 2022. And, Will, lots of excitement.
There always is, right? Anytime Serena's in the news, it's a big story. And whenever she takes the court, Serena Williams is the biggest name in tennis. And she will play mixed doubles with one of the top men's players in the world, Carlos Alcaraz. So this is the second year of this revamped mixed mixed doubles format. It's a quick 2-day event. It's during qualifying week. That's this week. The matches are shorter. There's a bigger payday at the end of it. It's designed to get the top players on board, including Serena in this case. And as far as the rest of the tournament, is this the year an American man can finally break the 23-year streak of futility at a major? 2003, Andy Roddick was the last time an American man won. Top seed Jannik Sinner is out of this U.S. Open with an injury. Alcaraz is just returning from 4 months off with a wrist injury. And Sinner and Alcaraz, they've won 10 of the last 11 majors. They've been dominant. So maybe this is the good time for Ben Shelton or perhaps Taylor Fritz or Tommy Paul, recently married, can come back to win it all. And turning to American women, we've got Coco Gauff, Jess Pegula. Gauff just beat Pegula in Cincinnati. Amanda Anisimova. They're all expected to be top seeds.